And then we have our other performer tonight doing some slam poetry. Please welcome Audra Colino.
Hi, I'm not funny. I'm really sad. So, hi. I wrote a book 3 years ago. We're gonna share some of that shit. It's gonna be a good time. Oh, it's upside down. So I'm working on another book right now, and we're gonna get it published into Barnes and Noble and be like really cool and an actual published author and not make any money from it because you're a poet. So I've been writing poetry for a decade. This is kind of crazy. I've never shared this much work in front of people. This is a lot. It's a lot of time that is expanded over this. So as unprepared as I am, I'm going to be reading from my phone. So I wrote this piece in April. It doesn't have a title, so if anyone has any ideas for me at the end of this, please talk to me. It needs to go in my book. Okay. My hand waves goodbye to yours across the carpet floor. Like fuzzy worms on my fingertips, they come out of the mud when it rains. Do not let me get off this train. It is the closest thing to us touching. Two bodies, musk, electromagnetic lust, the amount of July in me. How many Novembers housed between the ribs. You're right there with your strings, with your belly warm milk. Belly up my thinness. Orange sun-toothed nails on coastal bone shores, a new meaning for peeling fruit skin. Like lips on an evening mouth, we have only hours. Lonely devours. All I am asking for is the correct way to fall into your arms. You sing to me in French, and I didn't even know you can make all the love come in one. And somethingPro for having me and Elise, my shining, beautiful beacon of light. Like, can we have another round of applause for her? Right. Okay. So yeah, I feel like super hella grateful to be here. I have so many things. Okay. So I'm gonna read a couple pieces from my book I wrote 3 years ago. It's about a girl I fell in love with. It's super sappy, but yeah, it's a thing that happened, and we published it, and we did that. So I have two pieces from it, and then I'm gonna read the last poem in the book because we love spoilers. So yeah. Okay, so this isn't even the page. So this series is called There Is You and I, 1 and 2. In one universe, we can only see people as skeletons, but the way your metacarpals link with mine, I know it's you. And in another universe, the sky is a plum, and another, the light only catches your smile. There is one where the streets are sunsets, and another with magic, but the one I pick is the universe that shows all of them in picture frames, so I can walk the halls for days admiring every version of you. In one universe, we are the sun of all the things we thought we lost. Another where winter pines kiss you goodnight. And in another, you are the color yellow and I red. When you left, orange did not exist. There is my favorite universe, and it speaks with calm hands. We find sleeping on pillows. In this one, we are children, and we meet in the middle of a river, chasing a dragonfly, and watch all the worlds enter. Here's a spoiler of everything. I am getting all of you down. I am writing about every cloud beneath your thighs, the sun of your stomach, teeth on calendars, gnawing my responsibilities and making them you. I am writing about the happy, the sad, the simplicity of you in every tender touch, in every home, burning street signs and barley to create room for complex, for universes. Only I can see bursting out of you I am. I am writing the stories we've made and the memories I've put on a taffy puller, making layers of skin and mind, bringing more of you in, holding these roots, waiting for your harvest. So there's only Ava to give. I will, now. Raw. Your ankles, learning measures, your trees, your clarity, your entrance. I see you. Your rooms. In the ceiling, and I think about your cradle bones. I always do, just once more, again, 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 just once more. I am writing all of you down. I am. So this next one I wrote January. I don't know why I'm giving you dates. Fucking January. I wrote it. So this is called the Los Angeles January Winter 2018 question letter series. What is sanctuary? What of your breaking arms tied to Gaia's resilient seas are you scratching out heaven beneath your eyes? Where do you go and write? Where do you go and write, and where are the poems now? Where does the jungle growl opulently? Why can't I hear your poems? Why do your words never come? Is the water too much? Has the coffee gone cold? Where does the spill land when you try to catch apologies in a church? Where are your knees? Are they praying? Are they heavy like a mother's weeping? And then, I'm going to skip this one. We're not going to read it, so sorry. This one I do have memorized, so we're going to do that. These last two are slams. I just wrote this one like a month ago, so yeah, it's just called the Glam Slam. When Los Angeles hit me with the underbelly of summer, I crawled into my mother's arms. Peace came with silence, and the silence carried violence like a car crash you don't want to think about. I am so happy to say I can hate you more than I have ever loved you. My foot found the brakes this time. I became Calypso and swallowed you whole. There's bread in the basket, but not at the table, warm, with my body open like this. I greeted you at my door every time like this. You could show up right as our cliff breaks, and you'd still find an edge to puncture my ribs. How gripping you were. I gave you my poems like candy, but my words like holy water dripping. I'm no longer getting naked for those who take me for granted, who take my words like raindrops when I'm giving a forecast of tears and blood and body water. You held my poems with open palms. I didn't know then if you were begging or releasing. Tell me what nothing means to you so I can make it into a fine wine, a peeled, dripping fruit. Throw my poems into the air so I can grow, so I can go. Did you know that? Did you know I am all air and Gemini rain, the embodiment of scripture when I'm naked? No. Peace. Fucked with pain. Only now I realize the true purpose in my mother's sewing hand. Harsh shadows of me stitched together into something more of a perfect silhouette of a greater storm than I was ever named. Out of you I birthed the love only I could love. Myself. The storm I am, enduring I am. Now this one's even more recent. I wrote this like less than 24 hours ago. So I think it's a shit. I think it's a shit. So like I hope you guys like it. This is an essay on how to blossom in the wintertime. I've been taught about joy. It came to me in a moment with myself. The few things I saw were a starry room, like Silver Lake, lights speckling tears on my face. I saw mirrors, marijuana, and meaning. I've been taught that even though I moved 2,625 miles from my dad's apartment in New York to my new home up the street, than to only fly back 3 days later to become an orphan. I dig a lot of smiles out of graves. And according to the science in my brain and the logic that I think I have, and maybe some good statistic math grades, I am the only person in the entire world who can fit inside a black hole and crawl out the other side like Alice. The winters come harshly to me. You know, like Game of Thrones? Like the White Walkers with their dead horses and snow and shit. Yeah, that's God coming to me and being like, you seriously want to move to California? Really? Bitch. Yeah, you thought winter is going to come with anxiety, loneliness, stress, a whole lot of baggage, and a reminder every time that your parents died, and your cat, and David Bowie. So I never really escape, only form and mold into whatever glass bottle the universe decides to ship me in, and we're still floating. We're still opening doors. I'm reading the signs. I'm not pulling when I'm supposed to push. I'm just pushing and getting it right most of the time. I'm okay. I'm conquering. Never define yourself by your hurt, but only the joy you exude. I was also taught that no matter what you feel on the inside, always put on a good face. And mama, I got your good face. And the smile you love that I hate, but I'm trying to love. Still the joy. Still my father's words. The grand golden writer. There's a world where nobody dies. And honestly, I'm trying to make it this one, where there's a lot less leaving and more sticking around. Trying to crack the joy from behind the curtains. It's blinding and terrifying, but you can make it exist. In the room of my heart, a graveyard. How grim. To know love can leave your threshold anytime and can return a winter soldier. I melt that room, decode corners and how to turn them, resurrect wars I could not fight before. The carpet used to hide grief so well. I start fires to feel needed. There's hurt and comfort and insidious fuck like clamshells on fragile fingers. Please mind the doors closing, pinching. I'm unlocking and defragmenting, rearranging walls I shape into pearls. Look at me. You look at me. I shape. Obedient sword and neck I melt. The wars, those frightful winters.